Hey everyone, you're listening to the Moving to Kelowna podcast hosted by the Brandon Grass Real Estate team with eXp Realty. We are the local real estate experts you need when buying, selling, or relocating to the Kelowna area. All right, welcome everybody. Just wanted to give you a little cliff note here on this podcast. If you have seen my cost of living in Kelowna video on my YouTube channel, everything in this podcast today has been all updated with new data for January 2023. So if you saw that video a couple years ago and you're like, well, it's outdated and that, this is a great reference point to look at the latest data and the newest data that's coming out because the market's changed significantly, especially through COVID and the influx we've seen and now the cooling off period we're seeing in our market. So we're going through some changes. So this will get a good baseline to what the costs are and what things are looking like in 2023. But as always, feel free to reach out with me with any questions and let's get right into it. Are you wondering what it costs to live in Kelowna? On today's podcast, I'm going to cover some of the costs you can expect when living, playing, and working in Kelowna, BC. Let's start by discussing the cost of housing. Obviously, this is going to vary significantly on what specific locations you're looking for, proximity to the city center, and if you're going to buy a house, rent a house, and the type of property you want. As of January 2023, according to data from our local Association of Interior Realtors, the median price for a single-family home in Kelowna is $1,198,000. A three-bedroom townhouse has a median price of $688,000, and a two-bedroom, two-bathroom condo has a median price of $542,000. So let's use the average price of a single family home for simplicity's sake of $1.2 million. With a 20% down payment, you'd be left with a monthly mortgage payment of approximately $5,119 with a 25-year mortgage and an interest rate of 6%. Please note that this calculation is an approximation and your actual monthly mortgage payment may vary based on your credit score, income, and other factors. Additionally, I would recommend you to consult a mortgage professional or use a mortgage calculator for more accurate results. Don't trust me. Don't throw up your hands just yet. Even though the average price of a single family home is rising, there are still so many great homes in and around the $650,000 to $850,000 price range in wonderful, family-friendly neighborhoods. If you're considering a townhouse or a condo, you should definitely budget on average around $250 per month. Strata fees can include things like landscaping, building maintenance, garbage, water, sewer, and if the building offers them great amenities like access to a swimming pool, hot tub, gym, and an entertainment room. There are, of course, some strata fees that will be higher and some that will be lower depending on how new the development is, the amenities they include, and what is covered in the monthly fee. It's always a great idea to know the monthly strata fees when searching for a townhome or a condo and to know what they include so you're able to make an informed decision. The City of Kelowna has a handy property tax estimator tool that I have linked for you in the description below of this podcast. I've gone and plugged in the average sale price for a single family home, townhome, and condo used earlier in the video and used the estimation tool to determine the property taxes payable for the year. For the average single family home valued at $850,000, the yearly estimated taxes would be $4,535 or $377 per month. For an average townhome valued at $594,000, the yearly estimated taxes would be $3,132 or $261 per month. For an average condo valued at $355,000, the yearly estimated taxes would be $1,878 or $156 per month. While you are searching homes for sale online, you will see an amount under the property tax column. This is based on the gross amount payable. However, in British Columbia, there are several grant programs available toward you for owning a property and using it as your principal residence. However, specific criteria for you to be eligible for the grant is as follows. Be the registered owner of the residence, be a Canadian citizen or permanent resident of Canada, live in BC, occupy the residence as your principal residence. And if you do all this and meet all this criteria, you will receive a grant to reduce your property taxes by $770. And a second grant can be applied if you meet the criteria and are over the age of 65. Did you know that we can make finding your Kelowna area dream home easy? Simply fill out our VIP home finder form and we'll get to work selecting the perfect homes for you. Fill out the form by going to greatkelownahomes.ca/home finder to get started. Again, that link is greatkelownahomes.ca/home finder. Unfortunately, in British Columbia, we have this tax called property transfer tax. And for every time property transfers title, the buyer is subject to this property transfer tax. This tax is set up as a fixed scale and is broken down into a rate of 1% on the first $200,000 and 2% on the remainder up to $2 million. Using our average sale price of a single family home in Kelowna, for $850,000, property transfer tax payable would cost $15,140. There are a few variances for first-time home buyers, new home construction purchases, and those for you able to purchase a property for more than $2 million. There is an additional tax. But for now, just know to ask what the property transfer tax payable will be for the home you are considering to buy, because a huge tax that you're not expecting at the closing table would be a terrible surprise. Monthly utilities for our family home that is just under 3,600 square feet, we pay FortisBC for natural gas $136 per month. We do a lot of barbecuing and the gas fireplace runs all the time in the family room, so I would consider us high usage. Electricity is through BC Hydro and we pay $113 per month, and a family of 4 with 2 kids under 6 who don't know what a light switch is, only that it turns on and stays on, so I'd consider us high usage there as well. For cable and internet, we have 2 options, and from being with both on and off over the years, both with similar services, packages, and pricing. We are currently with TELUS as they offer high-speed fiber internet. We have a basic TV package and no home phone, and we pay $150 per month. For our family home, our monthly water bill averages around $100 per month and is paid quarterly. Most of the homes in the central Okanagan region have underground irrigation systems, with a lot of the new homes doing a popular xeriscape front lawn, which requires little watering and is based on popular drought-resistant plants. Maybe a little unusual if you're used to seeing a green, luscious front lawn on the west coast where it rains all the time. If you are moving to Kelowna, this is an absolute must-have. Request a copy of our free 40-page, in-depth, value-packed, complete guide to living and relocating to the Kelowna area by going to greatkelownahomes.ca and clicking on relocate at the top of the page. From there, you can request your guide and get additional real estate and relocation resources to help you plan your next move. In most of the condos located in and around Kelowna will include the water in your monthly strata fee, but be warned, some do not. So it's always advised to get this information while doing your research on certain buildings you may be interested in. If you're thinking about renting in Kelowna, you'll be in good company. A very popular trend for those looking to relocate and move here, and those not familiar to the areas, etc., will decide to rent for a short period of time, allowing them to discover the many neighborhoods and areas that suit their lifestyle and budget the best. Rentals are in short supply, not as short as they were in 2016 at a vacancy rate of 0.02%. Rental supply is beginning to boom in Kelowna. According to the latest figures released by the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation, the city's vacancy rate has climbed to 2.1% as of January 2021 in a report produced by CMHC in January of 2022. That now is less than 2% now. So it's gone down again, but it's still hovering just around the 2% mark. So really low vacancy rate, really great for investors. You know, the people that are looking for rental properties and that, not so good news for those of you that are considering and looking for rental. It is very difficult. Searching for rentals in Kelowna can be found on popular websites including castanet.net, Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, and rentals.ca. I have linked these for you in the description below. As of January 2023, the average rental rates for move-in ready homes in Kelowna are as follows. A single family home is $4,000 per month, a 3-bedroom townhouse is $2,700 per month, and a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo is $1,800 per month. All of this data was taken from castanet.net, a local Kelowna classified site. Auto insurance in British Columbia is dominated by the Insurance Corporation of British Columbia, ICBC, resulting in the highest auto insurance rates for BC residents compared to the rest of Canada. The average driver in BC pays on average of $1,832 per year, which is $240 more per month than the national average of $1,592 supplied by nerdwallet.com. We sadly have no choice. ICBC is a requirement and some would argue a monopoly. There are a few options for private insurance companies that handle extended coverage policies, but as of right now, a basic policy for all automobiles on the road must be insured through ICBC. Currently, as of January 2023, the average gas price for regular gasoline is $1.55 per liter. And while you can travel mostly from any of the 4 local communities from Kelowna to West Kelowna, Peachland, or Lake Country in under 25 kilometers, you're not exactly going to rack up a huge gas bill driving in and around town. Going out to eat, Kelowna's food scene really has it all, from fast food, quick and cheap, to your fancy 6-course meal with duck confit and a quarter pear for dessert. When it comes to dining out, my wife and I can expect to pay $80 to $90 for any of our local favorites that include Sammy J's Grill, Cactus Club Cafe, Red Robin, and Brant's Creek Pub, with no alcohol and most of the time no dessert. I'm watching my midsection. We splurge for special occasions at fancier restaurants, and that can run upwards of $100 for both of us. When bringing the children with us to any of the family favorites like White Spot, Red Robin, Boston Pizza for lunch or dinner is usually around $60 to $80 depending on what we get and if we get an appetizer or not, or a milkshake or what have you, but usually around $80 I would say for the average meal. If you're a foodie and love to go out for a night out on the town, you will not be disappointed in Kelowna's selection. From renowned restaurants like the Vines at Quails Gate Winery, or Roud's Regional Table, or the Lakeside Dining Room at Hotel Dorado. Just be prepared to spend some money. When shopping in Kelowna, just like other parts of British Columbia, you can expect to pay 2 taxes that total 12% on most items purchased. 5% on goods and services, this tax is called GST, and 7% on provincial sales tax, PST, on the purchase or lease of goods with some exceptions. Entertainment in Kelowna doesn't have to be expensive at all. With so many wonderful things to see and do for free, you don't have to spend hardly anything to keep yourself entertained year-round. Popular low-cost options include hiking, swimming in the lake, and visiting one of 30 beaches in the area, snowshoeing, attending the local Kelowna Farmers and Crafters Market, enjoying the breathtaking scenery that still, for me, after 12 years, hasn't gotten old. Pick some of your favorite fresh fruit at a local orchard. Popular entertainment for locals include golfing, and can expect to pay about $150 for one single 18-hole round, including the cost of balls, and if you're like me, sometimes that's double the cost of the round. Big White Ski Resort, an adult day pass will run you $119, while a youth will be $106 and a child under 13 years of age will be $99. Seasons passes are available, and Big White offers this really awesome option where you can purchase in September and make easy payments over the following months. Usually the season runs from November 23rd to Sunday, April the 11th. We love going up to Big White even though the kids aren't quite old enough to snowboard just yet. There's so much for spending so little at Big White. New Year's Eve fireworks, the outdoor ice skating pond, grabbing a hot chocolate and taking a stroll through the village. This year my son is just learning how to snowboard, so we have gone up a few times and had the opportunity to rent a snowboard, boots and bindings for only $35, and then have access for free to use the bunny hill as many times as you would like. No lift ticket is required for this, and I absolutely love that Big White offers this. It's one of my favorite reasons, and I tell all clients that I have about this wonderful, wonderful thing, because it's really, if you don't have a big budget for winter activities and snowboarding is very expensive, it becomes somewhat a little bit more affordable for families. So it's so nice to see. One of our family's favorite entertainment options include a day at H2O Adventure and Fitness Center, and this place is not cheap for the family of four. It's $36, but so worth it. There is 3 indoor full-size water slides, a gigantic lazy river, Olympic-sized swimming pool with diving boards, a kids wave pool, 2 hot tubs, and a super fun flow rider where you can try surfing on a simulated wave, and good luck, it is way harder than it looks. And I hope this answers some of your questions on the cost of living in Kelowna, BC. Now, I know that many of you may be listening to this podcast while driving, walking, or at the gym. I do the same thing when I listen to other great podcasts. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram by sending me a DM at brandon.grass. And thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have never left us a review, I would be so honored if you would do that and just take 30 seconds to leave a review below. It helps more people in the podcast app see this podcast, and that is my goal this year, is to help more people buy, sell, and relocate in the Kelowna area. Again, my name is Brandon Grass, and I sincerely hope you got a ton of value from this podcast. If you are considering moving to Kelowna and the surrounding areas, I would love to know how my team and I could help you. The Brandon Grass team offers a wide range of real estate and relocation services to make your move as smooth as possible. So feel free to contact us for more information, or if you have any questions or need assistance with planning your next move. My personal cell number is 250-212-5672, or email brandon@greatkelownahomes.ca. And be sure to visit us online at greatkelownahomes.ca or on any of your favorite social media platforms by just searching Brandon Grass. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast.